So my mother-in-law, Evelyn, she is in her upper 80s, and she was of relatively good health, although she did fall about a year and a half ago, and it wasn't life-threatening, but she did break her hip, and so she was in rehab, and then eventually she got back to her house, which was important. But my wife and I and her brother, my brother-in-law, we noticed that my mother-in-law was starting to fail in her health, both physically and mentally, and being isolated in the home because she could no longer drive. I know that her life before she came to Middlewoods was one of, unfortunately, isolation. She didn't have much physical or mental stimulation. We would go to her house and it would take her a couple of minutes to come to the door because she had been so stationary all day, and it was very alarming. So we thought we need to try and find a place maybe for her, at least someplace she could consider. We're from nearby. We always drove by this facility. We were able to convince my mother-in-law to come and take a look at it. And there was, we told her there is no guarantees, just come and look. And so that was hard to begin with there as well. But once we got her to come and look, I could tell her eyes lit up when she came in. She's like, wow, this is a lot nicer than I thought it would be. And almost like a hotel. And we were impressed too. And so we thought, well, so far so good. And then she sees people who are her friends. And then she made new friends just during the interview process. People would walk by and they would say, we'd love to have you come here. And I think it was just the atmosphere and the other engaging residents that allowed my mother-in-law to say she would do the trial here. And one of the great things about Middlewoods too is it's not like you have to make the decision right then and right there. You could come in on a trial basis, so it's like a win-win. There's no reason why not to try it. The biggest factor for my mother-in-law in coming to Middlewoods, even when she made the decision to come here on the trial basis, was to leave her house. All the memories that were there from her family. She's a widow, so from her husband. I mean, her house was her life, and she did not want to leave that. But she knew that she had to, in a way, in order to be able to live a life with a certain amount of enrichment. So what we did was when we brought her in, we brought a lot of the things from her house that were really important to her. And we also brought other things like her bird feeder, which we put right outside of her window. And those are connections with her life outside of Middlewoods that are important. We're very grateful to the folks here at Middlewoods because we feel, my wife and I and my brother-in-law have noticed a huge change just in the 6 months that she's been here, just in the first month when she got here. And we could tell that her life has not only changed, but I think it's being elongated and it's being enriched because she has constant stimulation, both interaction with the other residents who have become her good friends. Her best friend was someone that she had not even met before, and now they have lunch together and dinner, and they go on activities together. And so now that she's at Middlewoods, she has tons of people visiting her, and we figured out it's because she's in such a great environment now where she has the physical stimulation, the mental stimulation. So you could, if you're driving by, you could stop in for 10 minutes and it's not like it's a burden. She really enjoys that. And she has like 3 times as many visitors now than she ever did before because it's in a very high traffic area. It's like right off of a main thoroughway. And people could come, they could bounce in and bounce out. I'll come in and fill up her bird feeder, and sometimes I won't even go in. I'll just wave to her at the window and she'll wave back to me. And see, that's what it's all about, is knowing that she's in good hands. She has access to constant care. She has friends, great food, in a place that's safe. Even when we come in at any time during the day, everyone is so engaging. It is the right environment and the right people that work here. We don't know where she would be if she was still home right now in the isolated environment she was. More than likely, she would have fallen, and that would have meant that she would have had to go into like a convalescent home, which is really, the nightmare for folks. I would say that for anyone considering coming to Middlewoods or even considering other facilities for their loved ones, they should take a tour and even just talk to the other residents. I did that when we took our tour, and even when people come to visit, they're going like, this is like a hotel. And it is like a hotel, but those are really all secondary things. If you're not smiling and you're not happy as a resident, it doesn't matter if you're on a cruise or in a hotel, you want to feel good about yourself. And being here, my mother-in-law definitely has changed for the better, and it has prolonged her life.